Supercuts, how can I help you?
Hey, what's up, boss? Hey, I'm gonna be a little bit late today.
Why's that?
The window on the Miata, it won't roll up all the way, and it looks like it's about to start raining pretty hard, so I just gotta get that fixed real quick and then I'll be in.
Do you know how many hair appointments we have today?
Yeah, I know we're super busy, but you know I'll get it knocked out. I'm the best you got.
You know what, man? Why don't you just go apply at Fantastic Sands? You're fired.
Well, hope this video gets a lot of views. So how do you know if you need to replace your window regulators? Well, this window has been getting harder and harder and harder to roll up, which is getting extremely annoying for a crank window, just having to fully flex out an arm day, bro, if you want to roll your window up. Now, if your window's just hard to roll up, you might be able to get away with greasing the tracks and lubricating the cables, but I got to my work the other day and of course it's gonna roll up fine as I try to shoot this clip. Half the time, the window will just completely stop. I'll get an absurdly disgusting crunching noise from whatever's going on inside this door. It sounds like maybe the cables are starting to fray and they're getting bound up somehow. Or sometimes if one of the cables breaks, this crank will just spin around and the window won't go anywhere. So that's how you know you have to replace your window regulator. Now, in true car passion form, you know I can't just replace a stock part to fix an issue. We gotta upgrade something. So I will be throwing some cool little knick-knack upgrades at this door today. Show you how to do that as well. Let's jump into it. So as you guys can see, my NA Miata does have hand crank or manual windows, but this tutorial will be basically identical for NAs and NBs, and whether you have power or hand crank windows. If you have power windows, the only difference is you're gonna have a plug to unplug. So we've got the star of the show today, an OEM Mazda Regulator. Got this from Mas Miata. It was either $70 or $90, I don't remember, but there's the part number in case you want to get one yourself. A set of R-Speed Delrin window bushings. Quite an upgrade over the stock plastic bushings, which might be cracked or broken as well. I'll figure that out when I get into the door. Set of Mas Miata aluminum door handle blanking plugs to go with the JAS Performance door straps. And I don't remember how much those are, but there are part numbers there. It was like a couple $100 for this whole setup right here, but the door is going to be looking fresh, and hopefully I'll have a properly functioning window when we're done here. If my memory serves me correct, this is about all you'll need for this job. Flathead, a little pokey thing, ratchet and socket set, and it does help to have one of the interior clip pullers, but not absolutely mandatory. If you look at your window crank from the top and just kind of get your fingers behind it, you'll be able to pull the door panel back a little bit and see a clip behind there. And you may have to rotate the handle until you can see the right part of the clip. There's the top of the clip, or the round part. You have to get a tool back there and pull it out. That's what I use my little pokey guy for. Just gotta get it in there. Gonna get it hooked on the clip. Watch it fly into the neighbor's yard, and your crank will be able to come off. This is what the crank looks like off the car, so you have to get a tool right into that clip right there, and then the crank will come off. Next up, I'll work on getting the door handle off. Just get a flathead and pop this plug out. Now, unfortunately, when your armrests have been in place for almost 30 years, you'll probably have an imprint on your door card. I could really use a new set of door cards, honestly. Spinny Whoosh, are you watching this? The speaker panel you can get off by hand. You just want to make sure you're prying right where the pins are, which is one at each corner. The door card material obviously is a lot more fragile than the speaker panels. Pry back a little bit. You can see where the plastic pins are. You can get your tool in there and they easily just pry out like that. Almost no force required. And as you can see, my door card is completely falling apart. It should all come off in one piece. Mine is a two-piece door card. Before I take this window out, let me show you the condition of the stock window bushing. See how it has a bunch of play? A lot of Miatas have a window rattle, and that can be the main culprit for that. And that's exactly what the R-Speed Delrin bushing replaces, is that stock destroyed bushing. Hey look, power windows. Imagine if every time I was like, oh, it's getting hot in here, hold up, I gotta roll down my windows, guys. Just carry the drill around with me. Next up is to just unbolt the door handle from the door. You don't have to remove the entire assembly, but you will have to move it out of the way in order to get the water dust barrier off. Now you gotta peel back the plastic barrier, and you do not want to get this stuff on your hands, on your clothes. It is nasty. It is worse than getting gum in your hair. You do not want to mess with this stuff. And I'll just tape it out of the way so I have enough room to work with. Probably should have got new weather strips too. But anyways, this top black strip has to come off, and in order to do that, you need to get the end cap off. Alright, we're looking at our door trim here. I really hate this part because these clips always break. So they have a little tab, which that one already looks broken, and you have to push it to get the clip to release. I think I have one left to go in here. But basically these sit inside the door. You have to push on this little tab right here with a tiny little flathead screwdriver or something, preferably plastic so you don't damage your paint or anything like that. But you push this clip and then the window trim will pop up. If you're doing this job, I'd recommend buying a bunch of these, and then you can just put new ones on. And when you push the tab, it just breaks off. Once you do get all those clips released or broken, oh God. Now, you gotta remove the window stopper, which is that little goodie right there. Done by removing this 10mm bolt, and you can see that it is in a slotted hole, which means it's adjustable. We're gonna mark it before we remove it, so we can just put it back in the same exact spot and we don't have to worry about alignment issues later. The last step to get the window out is to disconnect it from the window regulator itself. You'll just have to loosen these two, where'd that accent come from? All right, the final step to get the window out is to disconnect it from the regulator itself. Just these two 10mm bolts, and then there's one more hidden inside there. Looks like when you remove the bolts, the window's got a little stop that won't let it fall, but I don't really trust that, so I'm gonna try to hold the window up as I take these bolts out. Oh, there we go, nice. All right, obviously be very careful with this. Oh my God. You guys thought I broke it, huh? And here's the old window bushing. Nice. All right, I was fiddling with this thing and I actually got it to make the noise I was talking about. All right, now it's time to remove the window regulator itself. I'm very sorry the ball went under the car. I promise I will get it for you in a minute, okay? You have these two 14mm on the bottom, then remove these three 10mm. Do I make you Randy? You have some little plastic clips that hold the cables in. You'll also need to loosen the 10mm bolt at the bottom of the front window guide, because the regulator itself will not be able to fit past it inside the door. While you're in there, it's a good time to pull the window track out, clean the old crusty grease out of that thing. I've taken the regulator apart here because I'm just kind of curious to see what it looks like inside. And as suspected, the cable is just starting to fray and come apart. It's basically just on its way to breaking. There we go. Now you can really see the extent of that damage, really just coming apart in one spot there. Now we can put our freshly cleaned and greased track back into the door. Now, since all the nuts were marked before we took them off, we can put that track exactly back where it was. Would you just look at the size of those meats? And before I drop the window back in, I'm gonna upgrade to my R-Speed Delrin window bushing. First, we'll have to remove the old one, which is pretty easy. Then I will need a T30. Slip the factory bolt through the washer. To reinstall the window, you'll want to put the regulator at about halfway down like that. Next, I'll drop the window stoppers back in. Weight reduction, bro. Sound system's under the hood, am I right? So much nicer. Alright, so I believe the way this is done is you take your factory screw, put it through the little white trim cap holder, then it goes through the handle, then you got a spacer on the back. That's gonna thread into the door. And once that's tightened down, you have a little trim cap. Look at that trick! Wow. I think I like the bottom one better without the shim. I know that some Miatas have a little like map slot right here, so maybe the door card is a bit thicker on those and it'd be better with the shim, but this covers the old hole up a lot better. Feels pretty strong. These come with a little offset spacer too, but it's definitely gonna look better without it. It'll kind of stick out of the door card if I use that. It looks a little awkward with the imprint, but door cards really aren't that expensive. I might either try to make some or get some custom ones to spruce up the interior a bit. This is really cool, especially if you're looking for more room inside the car. Eliminating the armrest takes, you know, opens up a little bit of that space on the door. Oh, you know I gotta do it. So we got ourselves a speaker, got ourselves an armrest, and then we got all our new stuff going in. 2.5 ounces, so 1 pound, 11.5 ounces, times 2 for 2 doors. I think that's 3 pounds, 6 ounces or so, or 1.5 kilograms for my international viewers. Hey, every ounce counts, my friends. I really need to get the Miata weighed again. I know it used to be 2240 with a full tank on the 1.6 turbo setup. That was with 15x9s. It's probably a little bit heavier now, obviously with the drivetrain swap and all that, but I'm hoping it's still under 2300. If not, I really want to get there. So I'll try to make a point to get this thing weighed, and I'll drop it in a video sometime when I get that done. All right guys, well that is all I got for you on how to change a window regulator on your Mazda Miata. If you did enjoy this video, if you learned something, if you're just in a good mood because you fixed your own car, slap that like button, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.